Hello, my name is Ciro Izarra, Technical Marketing Engineer at Appspace, and today we're going to celebrate the launch of Appspace 8 by focusing on a specific part of this major release. This is the first session of 4, which are the Appspace Content Portal and Enterprise Messaging integration, the new Analytics module, the new Maps module and its integration with the Schedule Board card, and the new Content Library and general platform security and performance updates. This session is focused on the Appspace Content Portal and Enterprise Messaging integrations. As I hope you know, Appspace uses channels to publish content to audiences in different ways. Let's look at a playlist channel. This channel has one piece of content in it. Let's click into it. It's an announcement card that includes both the high-impact messaging we expect from traditional digital signage on displays, as well as an article, which is going to be crucial for what we cover in this video. This article allows content creators to include additional information which can give context beyond what is shown on the displays, and it's meant to be consumed on personal devices via the content portal, which we will get to in a minute. You can format the information as needed and include any redirect links you feel are necessary. You'll notice that a caption is generated automatically from the article, and you can also include a default referral link. In this case, I'm going to set a URL of my choice, relevant to the article as a referral. Without delving into the minutiae of the new library, which we will cover in another session, suffice to say we can also add tags to content, which becomes useful when setting publishing rules into enterprise messaging apps, as you will see. Going back to our channel, let's look at the publishing options we have. Devices, of course, is our virtually hardware-agnostic approach to digital signage, with many types of endpoints available. Publishing to users is how we can narrowcast content to specific users or user groups, which will be consumed via the Appspace Content Portal. It's possible to publish content to all users, which works out well when we want generally available content to all users which log into the Content Portal. Having selected publishing to all users in this case, let's look at what that looks like. If you notice the View button here at the top right, clicking on it takes us to the Content Portal. This experience is how users can consume published content on their personal devices, be it computers, tablets, or phones. Curated content can be made available to users and they will be able to browse and search other content. Clicking into them, if they have additional information, we will be able to visualize it directly in the portal, while playing back a video if that's the case, such as with this company town hall I selected. You'll notice the redirect links are there for more information. This viewing experience is slightly different depending on whether you are a content creator or a basic user, meaning someone who is only meant to consume content. Basic users will not see the option here at the top via the Admin button, which sends you back to the Management Console, nor will they have the access necessary to take advantage of the new workflows directly from the Content Portal, which allow me to modify channels and content as needed. One final thing on the portal. You'll notice that it's responsive web design, which just means that the same experience will be adjusted to the screen you're using, computer, tablet, or mobile device. Okay, so we've covered the Content Portal. Let's go back to the Appspace channel we were working on and see the additional publishing options. Publishing to web means it's a simple matter to use a generated URL to share content publicly, or use this generated embed code to feed this channel into a web page. This is, of course, a simple way to get an Appspace channel into an intranet solution such as SharePoint, allowing you to curate content into that platform from within Appspace as well. The last option we have to publish into are apps, third-party enterprise messaging apps to be precise. We have launched Appspace 8 with support for Slack, Microsoft Teams, and WebEx Teams, with more options under evaluation and on the roadmap. In a general way, third-party integrations are going to be handled using what we're calling authenticated passports, which you can see here from the menu. You can create an authenticated passport using your corporate credentials, establishing that link in a secure fashion. This part of the integration will communicate with the Appspace bot, which will sit on the other side, on the messaging platform, and make available the chats you as a Passport creator have access to. As you can see, I've established several passports already, which means that when I go to my Appspace channel, Publish, Apps, I will be able to choose any of these passports to select the chats they give me access to. I can establish as many of these links as I need to cover as many different chats and audiences as I require. When I establish a specific link to a chat, I have options related to how the posts from Appspace will look, how I can restrict the content that is published, and how that content is updated or deleted. From the start, I can choose whether I want a title, article, or thumbnail, whether I want viewers to see the full article or just the caption. You'll remember when we looked at the card, we saw what that looks like. Also, we can determine whether we want something to happen when we click on the title or the thumbnail. We can select Do Nothing, redirect to the content portal, redirect to the referral link we added to the card. This means that each card can have a different one, or fail over to the content portal if the referral URL is not available. You can customize this however you need to, and each link can have its own settings. Moving on, if a particular chat includes members from, let's say, London, we can choose to have the app publishing follow that time zone, so when content is scheduled at the channel for 8 AM, it will show at 8 AM London, not Sydney. We can use content tags in an inclusive way or exclusive, because we don't want to saturate our messaging app with content. I'm going to add the important tag to this link. Finally, you can control how you want content to be maintained within each chat. Let's say you have content that is updated constantly, or a simple typo you want to correct. You can choose to have the content be reposted when it's updated, or ignored, leaving the original post for people to see. Same goes for content deletion. Do you want to remove content from the messaging chat if it's deleted from the channel, or if the entire link to that chat is removed? Now that we've set the ground rules for how publishing into an enterprise messaging app works, we can start adding content to the channel. You'll notice once an app is linked that this small icon here on the playlist of content will let you know when something is published to a messaging app. I can easily click and select Repost to all apps, and that will manually send this existing content out. Let's see how that looks. Here you see I chose to have a title, article, and thumbnail. I chose the caption, and I configured it so that clicking on the title takes me to the content portal. And now, as you see, I've been redirected from my enterprise messaging app into the portal. And after I've read this article, I can browse around to see what else is new. Going back to the channel, I'm going to add this entire folder of content, and you'll notice that it will be available on the portal because this channel is set to publish to all users. However, if we look at the messaging app, only one piece of content has been published, and this is because this piece of content had the important tag, which I had set as a rule for publishing. You might be thinking, our enterprise has 70,000 employees or more. Are they all supposed to exist within Appspace? The answer is that this is why we recommend you configure your Appspace account with single sign-on with JIT enabled, just-in-time provisioning, which will provision each user ad hoc as a basic user once they've validated against your own identity provider, with no additional permissions within the platform, and who will only be able to see the content that is made available to them. And so, to summarize, the Appspace Content Portal is the experience where users can consume published content on personal devices, whether they log into it directly or are redirected from an enterprise messaging app like Slack, Microsoft Teams, or WebEx Teams. And our integration with these messaging platforms allow for the broad distribution and targeting of content to all audiences you need to reach within your enterprise. Thanks for listening. Be sure to check out the other videos around the new features included in the Appspace 8 launch.